And here we have Mr. Tong, who is head of the judiciary, Mr. Doyle, two members of what I call the trio of status quo. I don't like these men. I've watched them in action. I'm sorry. It's extremely important. Most recently, last week, on February 16th, there was the nomination committee. They're both in the JUD, the Judicial Committee, which comes down from the ridiculous Judicial Review Council, which is a useless appeasement organization. The people write into the Judicial Review Council saying, describing in detail how aggrieved they've been by particular judges. This useless organization we have that has no teeth, rubber stamps in every year. They do nothing, and what it does is it opens our citizens up to retaliation. Then moves to the JUD where Mr. Tong, I've watched him in action for 2 years in a row, rubber stamp in every judge before him. Last year it was the very controversial Judge Bizzuto. Parents testified, this woman's taken my children from me. The very controversial Judge Abrams and the controversial Judge Dillon, okay? Rubber stamped in, of course, the rolling of the eyes by Mr. Doyle. This year, the woman I call the Queen of Mean, the woman with the dubious distinction, Judge Jane Emmons, of having the most complaints against her in the history of Connecticut. The bell curve, like this, with the complaints, parents kept from children. Do you know some aggrieved parents actually paid for a billboard, and Millie Gonzalez said to her, these people are poor people, and they paid for a billboard to the judiciary. These two men, the status quo, the trio of status quo, do not reconfirm Judge Jane Emmons. So many emails were sent. The public outcry. I testified she destroyed my life. She kept me from my husband, railroad.
Please, I don't mean to interrupt. Many people want to hear what you're going to do as governor,
I'm telling you what I'm going to do.
The other two candidates.
Excuse me. This tells you what I'm going to do. I have 15 bills to clean up the judiciary. The vote comes now on Wednesday to the full council because these two men confirmed her nomination. Write to your legislators for the first time in 275 years. Let's not reconfirm in a bad judge. Let's just not. This is my Lee Bill #1. I have 15 bills here to clean up the judiciary in the state. Developing systems. I did this for a living. I went to Harvard Business School as part of my master's degree at the Harvard Graduate School of Education. I'm very good at going into a company and seeing what's wrong and developing systems. And what we have now is no systems to get rid of bad judges or bad state employees. We don't have a grand jury. One of the only state that doesn't have a grand jury, 24 members of citizens to sit in judgment of the highest levels of power in this state because we got rid of the grand jury in 1984. A judge did it, of course. So from the statewide prosecutor's office on up to the governor, they can run them up, they can destroy your life. One of my bills, restore the grand jury and the sheriff's department. You can thank Roland and Blumenthal for eliminating the sheriff's department, which was the only enforcement agency we had for constitutional violations. Why does this matter? This very same judge, Judge Jane Emmons, claimed I rang her bell and ran in the middle of the night. And even though I got my own phone records via federal subpoena, she cop-shopped. The Woodbridge police would not arrest me. The state police would not arrest me, so she went to the statewide prosecutor's office. Here I was, a Greenwich housewife with no priors, 53 years old, and I am arrested. And I faced 14 years in jail for 9 crimes I did not do. It took me 41 criminal court appearances before it all disappeared. In that time, John Whalen, her henchman, her good old buddy, was told I can't work as a teacher. I can't work as a teacher with pending criminal charges. He didn't care. Cost me 4 years of salary. This playing around, using the court system to destroy people's lives is commonplace in this state. People have vacated our states. Companies have vacated our states, not because of taxation. And our state is fat, all because of the same reason. You're not safe here. You think our probate system is safe? Aha! You think you're going to leave your money to your kids? Lawyers come in, they find your child incompetent, they put their own lawyer in as your parent, as your conservator. You want to get out of assisted living. Oh no, your conservator says you got to stay. They start bleeding the assets, and then this lawyer, who suddenly is there for your best interest, has a lawyer. It's another $600 an hour, and they start bleeding your assets. Think I'm making this up? I spent 5 years in the court system trying to get out of the targeted destruction of my life by Judge Jane Emmons, and I talked to a lot of people. I saw a lot. I have 15 bills on the website. All of these people will talk about nebulous reasons to give them the job. I already have 15 bills ready to go. My first act as your governor, a constitutional convention to take us from 1720 to 2020, because there's been no evolution in this state in hundreds of years. You want a state that's progressive and attracts people? We gotta do our part. Thank you very much.
Thank you.